What's up, Pool Chasers? Hey, before we get into this episode about the Pool and Spa Patio Expo, just wanted to let you know we will be at the Pool, Spa, and Patio Expo ourselves at a booth with our sponsor, Jobber. That's right, you heard it. We will be at the show with Jobber, and we're actually going to be doing a few discussions on how we use Jobber there on the show floor. So that's going to be pretty cool. If you have any questions, if you've wanted to know more about Jobber, we can definitely walk you through those times and how we use it here at Brothers Pool Service. So thank you again for all you do, Jobber. We appreciate you guys, and we will be at the booth with them. Thanks to our friends at Pentair, we will be auctioning off an IntelliFlow VSF, an IntelliBright 5G Color Light, and an IntelliConnect. So 3 different drawings, 1 per day. We're super stoked for that. Thank you again, Pentair, for donating that. And we will be bringing along our Pool Chasers gear. So you could buy Pool Chasers shirts, you can buy Pool Chasers hats, and we got some free cool giveaways such as lanyards and some cool shop towels that we've shown you on Instagram so far. So come check it out. Hang out with us for a while. We are so excited to meet all you guys. Just wanted to mention one last time about the Pool Chasers Mixer. We are officially 13 days away. Yep, lucky number 13. And we truly appreciate everybody who has signed up already. So if you guys are interested, please do so quickly. We need to give the venue the numbers here shortly. So if you do want to join us at the Mixer, please do so. It's $50 a ticket. That gets you a Pool Chasers hat, which I'm sure you guys have seen now on social media. It is super badass and we love it. We're stoked on how they turned out, and you get the pin as well, and those are also awesome. And you also get 2 drink tickets and access to the taco bar. So there's a lot for that $50, and you also get to kind of record with us for a little bit, say hi on the mics, and we're going to make a little episode out of that. So it's pretty exciting. We can't wait to see you guys out there, so please buy your tickets.
This is Kane Zamorano with Premier Pool Care in Scottsdale, Arizona, and you're listening to the Pool Chasers Podcast.
Welcome to your go-to podcast for the pool and spa industry. My name is Tyler Rasmussen.
And my name is Greg Villafania. And this is the Pool Chasers Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us today, Tracy. We know you're super busy, so thank you for taking the time to be with us today.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, we're so excited for the show. We thought it would benefit our listeners to learn more about it before they arrive, for the ones that are going. So we've come to shows before, and we went last year in Orlando, and it could be a little bit overwhelming with how big everything is, and thought I would help everyone out a little bit, give a little bit of guidance, for what will be available, what kind of classes they can take and things like that.
That's perfect.
Can you please just introduce yourself to our listeners and what you do exactly?
Sure. I'm Tracy Garcia, and I'm the show director for the International Pool Spa Patio Expo. My responsibilities are to work with the team to make sure we keep all aspects of the show on track for both attendees and manufacturers, and to be sure that the show continues to grow and be relevant.
Nice. I always like to ask the person who we're interviewing to share with us how they decided to join the pool industry. Can you share us your story a little bit?
Sure. Well, my background is actually in trade shows. So when the position became available for the PSP Expo, I saw it as a great opportunity to learn about a new industry that touches almost every American family. Since being with the show, I've been making some great connections, and I'm continually learning about the industry. And much to my husband's chagrin, I'm coming home all the time with, I want this in my backyard, I want this in my backyard. So it's good for me and not so good for him.
Yeah, learning all about backyard things you can add to it, make it look better.
Yeah, it's not good for him.
So how do you like the pool industry so far? How long have you been in it?
5 years now. It's one of my favorite industries, and it's beautiful.
It is very aesthetically pleasing.
Mm-hmm.
So, you want to tell us a little bit of history behind the show and who actually started it originally?
Sure. So the show's been in existence for many years. Our involvement started in 2001 when we purchased it from the Association of Pool Spa Professionals. And then in 2008, we rebranded the event. So it is now made up from the former International Pool Spa Expo, the Backyard Living Expo, and the aquatic shows. So now the event is truly an event for all segments of the industry.
Yeah, and we just had our first experience with the show. We went to the Orlando show last year, and it was amazing just seeing all the swimming pool stuff. There was the above ground spas, hot tubs everywhere, and then you had the like ledge lounger type stuff everywhere.
Yep.
So it was really cool. I think there was like barbecue setups. There was, everything for that full on backyard experience. So it was a ton of fun getting to not just be around, pool manufacturers, but kind of everything that ties into that backyard experience.
I think you'll love this year because it's even bigger and better.
Awesome. Can't wait for it. Want to maybe just tell us, why is it important to even, attend the show and what it is the show is trying to do?
Sure. First and foremost, it was created as an education and networking event that was national in scope. Since then, it's morphed into an international event for all segments of the industry. It's really important for the industry professionals to attend so they can continue to sharpen their professional skills, build relationships, and learn about the latest and greatest products and offerings in the industry.
Yeah, and how many classes do you guys have this year?
During the actual conference program itself, we have 45 sessions. Plus, there's a lot of additional education on the show floor, and many of our partners are doing free conference classes and certifications. So there's a plethora of education.
That's amazing. So the show's in Vegas this year. Do you guys usually rotate that? Will you be back in Vegas in another couple years? How does that work exactly?
Yes, we do rotate the show. We are an international event, but by rotating it, it helps enable professionals from all regions of the country to attend the event. Right now, our pattern is every other year in Vegas. So we're Vegas this year, then we'll be in New Orleans in 19, back to Vegas, then Dallas, then Vegas. So we try to do that every other year rotation. It really depends on if we can get dates and space.
Nice. You notice that like the people that attend it are different in different regions, so everybody kind of gets a chance to come every couple of years?
Yes. So when it's on the West Coast, we notice that we draw more folks from the West Coast than we do when it's more Central or East Coast, and vice versa. So yes, we still have representation from all over the country, but it's stronger wherever region we're in.
Nice. Do you have a lot of international people that come as well?
We do. On average, it's anywhere from 18 to 20% of our audience is international, and it's from 60 countries.
Wow, 60 countries?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know the exact square footage, but is it bigger than the space that the Orlando show was at, where it's going to be at Mandalay Bay this year?
The actual exhibitor space is about the same net square footage, which is 120. It's probably about 132,000. But what we do is every year we are adding new events and features on the show floor, which then makes it even larger.
Nice.
Wow, that is insane how big that is.
It is. A lot of organization to pull this off.
Yeah. How long does it take, if you don't mind me asking, how long does it take to coordinate, setting up an event like this?
We work on it all year. So even though we're just heading into the show in a week and a half, we're starting to work on next year's show. We will do booth assignments on site for next year, and then as soon as we're back from the event, we hit the ground running. So it really is a full year cycle.
Wow.
I bet.
Seems pretty time consuming.
It is, but we love it.
You must.
They say in trade shows it's either in your blood or it's not. And the folks that I work with are top notch, and it really is in their blood.
Yeah, what do you think you have to be good at in order to be good at putting on shows? Is just the multitask or just the curveballs that come at you all the time?
Yeah, a little bit of both. So multitasking, being able to think on your feet and come up with solutions if there are concerns or problems, as well as being very organized. There are so many little details that people don't even realize that you have to keep in place, on track. So it's a multitude of those. And you must like fast pace, because it certainly is fast paced.
Yeah, being organized, I'm sure that's got to be huge. You guys do a lot of stuff. I'm sure you guys have a lot of things like on your phone, calendars, and things like that where you're communicating with each and everybody.
We do, and we do calls. We do team meetings on a weekly basis. We have calls with our key partners and with the publication. So there's a lot of moving pieces. Awesome.
So who are some of the sponsors you have at the show for this year in Vegas?
Well, we have support of some key partners, which we couldn't do the event without their support. So our show sponsor is the Association of Pool Spa Professionals. Our show endorser is Genesis, and our show publication is Pool Spa News. And also again this year, Pentair will be our platinum sponsor. So in addition to these key partners, we have many other sponsors that would be too long to go into. So a full list can be found on our poolspapatio.com website or in the show program when you're on site.
Okay. Thank you.
I mean, we touch the outskirts of this industry. If we didn't have them who are actually in the industry, know the trends, know the concerns, it would be very difficult for us to produce the show.
I bet. Can you kind of just go over maybe the show hours and the dates, things like that?
Absolutely. So this year the show runs from Wednesday, October 31st through Friday, November 2nd. We realize it is over Halloween, which a lot of people are upset about, but unfortunately it was the only dates we could get. But I'm happy to say it's the last year we are over Halloween.
Hooray!
Yeah.
Yeah, hooray. Trust me, my team says the same thing.
It's difficult for us too.
It is hard, but there's, like I said, there's so many moving pieces that goes into trying to find dates and locations. And in November, it's even more challenging with Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. So we do our best. Last year, we made a change to our hours. So what that does is it helps provide complete non-compete hours on the expo floor. So the conference program runs daily from 7:30 to 10 a.m. And then the expo floor is open from 10:30 to 5 on Wednesday and Thursday, and then 10:30 to 2:30 on Friday.
Oh, okay. Nice. So you're not overlapping the classes with the expo at all this time?
No, we heard from the audience that it was very difficult to do everything they wanted to do because we have so many excellent education sessions as well as the floor is so big. So we switched it to try to help them out and give them time to do both.
What's the earliest vendors can set up? Is it Tuesday or Wednesday, and what time of day?
Actually, exhibitors start setting up on Sunday.
Oh, nice.
We do a targeted move-in, so we have the large booths first come in on Sunday, and then the booths that have actual pools, and then setup will run through Tuesday.
Oh, so you get the larger vendors in there with their big hot tubs and things like that, so that you're not having them try to navigate those around some of the smaller booths.
Yes, if you haven't ever seen a setup, it is amazing because those aisles are so full, and it's kind of like, I call it like a mousetrap, the game Mousetrap. You have to weave in and out to try to find the booth. So if we didn't get those in first, it would be really challenging to get them set.
Yeah, I used to do it. I was telling Tyler, it's funny. I used to go to a motorcycle swap meet every month, and it was really difficult to coordinate with a bunch of vehicles that wouldn't run correctly, getting stopped in the aisleway, a bunch of angry bikers, stuff like that. So glad there's a little bit more peace and it's indoors.
Yes, but we do have some of those challenges too. With any event this size, you will.
Yeah, so as you know, we're going to be there, and I think we're coming in Tuesday, so we can pretty much come in there any time to set up on Tuesday.
Yeah, the setup hours are 8 a.m. through 5 p.m. So yes, anytime during that, you can come in and set up your booth.
Perfect. Kind of just tell us how someone can register for the show if they're not registered already, and what kind of passes are available. What is a conference super pass, things like that?
Sure. If they would like to register, they can go to poolspapatio.com to be able to do that. We will also have on-site registration if they want to wait till they get on-site. We have 3 different passes. One is the Conference Super Pass. This gives you access to everything in the show, including the conference education, the show floor, the welcome party. Then we have a Day Pass, which provides you with the same access as the Super Pass, but it's only for that one specific day. And then finally, we have the Expo-only badge. And this allows access just to the expo floor. I wanted to let you know your question about how your listeners can register on site and still get the discounts. I talked to my registration supervisor, so we'll set up a code, and it's XB as in boy 40. And all they need to do is write that on the top of their reg form, and they'll receive the free expo and discounted conference pass.
Okay, cool. And I know you guys kind of throw some special events each year. What kind of special events are being offered this year?
Well, that's a tough question because we have so many new offerings this year. I'm going to just highlight a few, and I'm going to start with a few that are on the show floor.
Okay.
First, we have APSP University presenting 3 live demonstrations on the show floor. They're covering everything from system integration for commercial pools to tile applications and then hydraulics. And then the Genesis Lifestyle Program also offers education on the show floor, and they cover everything from design to construction to actually wine tasting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if you haven't stopped by the Genesis booth, you need to do so.
That's going to be a hot one.
It usually is. It's usually standing room only. We also launched the new Spa Retail Academy this year, and it's sponsored by Bullfrog and then various other spa manufacturers. What this is an educational offering that will address hot topics and challenges facing the spa retailers today. So that's brand new this year. You know, of course, we're bringing back again the Hayward School of Business and our commercial education on the show floor. And then off the show floor, we have the welcome party this year, which is being held at the ATM headquarters on Wednesday, October 31st from 5:30 to 7:30. Are you guys familiar with the show Tanked?
Yeah, the fish tank show.
I am actually not, so maybe you can explain just a little bit what that is.
So Tanked is on Animal Planet, and it is the fish tank show. It's with Brett and Wade. And they go around and build these absolutely amazing fish tanks. They also have some products that are relative to the pool industry. So we will be holding our welcome party at their headquarters and warehouse. And so the attendees can get a behind-the-scene look at Tanked. They can also mix and mingle with their colleagues, enjoy grilled samples from Somerset Professional Grills, enjoy complimentary beer and wine, listen to music from a DJ. So it really is a fun event to kick off the show.
Yeah, sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time. I have to check their show out before we get out there.
Absolutely, and they're 2 very nice gentlemen. So them and their whole family will be at the event.
Okay, so are there any discounts for hotels, shuttles, any things like that if you're coming to the international show, that you get kind of special pricing on stuff?
Yes, we do offer hotel discounts. You can find a list of hotels and their rates on our website, and we also do provide shuttle service. However, it's only provided to those hotels that are not in walking distance or do not have a tram stop. So for our hotels, that includes New York, and the Cosmopolitan. And I also want to mention we do run shuttles from to and from the welcome party there at ATM.
Nice. And is that free of charge?
The shuttles are all free of charge. As long as you have your badge, you have access to the shuttles.
Awesome. And how often do those get picked up? Is that like every hour or something?
It varies during the day based on our busy time. So obviously in the morning when we have conferences, it runs every 15 to 20 minutes. And then off-peak time, it may run every 30 to 45 minutes.
Okay. And where should people, meet at? Is that in front of the hotel?
In each of those hotels, New York, and Cosmopolitan, there will be signage to tell them where they need to go to actually pick up the shuttle. And then it will drop off at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center.
Awesome.
Do you guys know where the check-in is going to be this year for the show? And, what will everybody receive when they check in? If you can share it with us.
Absolutely. So registration will be in the Bayside E lobby, which is actually right outside our exhibit halls. And when everyone checks in, they're obviously going to receive their badge. They'll receive a lanyard, a show program, and a printed floor plan that has the expo hall as well as a list of all the exhibitors. So they will have everything they need to navigate the show.
Nice. Did you guys lay out the show floor in a certain way this year? Obviously you just said there's an exhibitors list, so that'll help people find that. But
we do have a couple specialty pavilions on the show floor. One is the Genesis Design, Build, and Landscape Pavilion, and the other is the Outdoor Living Pavilion. Your listeners can find that floor plan and the exhibitors on our website, on our mobile app, and as I said, on the printed floor plan in the exhibitor list. They will also see that we have a couple main aisles that will help them get from one end to the other.
So there's a couple larger aisles that kind of coordinate everything?
Yep, they usually run from the entrances of the hall straight back, and then there's usually one or two horizontal. It just really helps move traffic around the show floor and make it easier.
Yeah, I noticed that last year in Orlando. That's a good idea to help move that traffic in certain areas so that the smaller aisles don't get piled up.
Absolutely. And then there's aisle signs. So if folks aren't sure where they're at or what aisle, they just need to look up, and there's big aisle signs that will help them navigate also.
Cool, thank you.
So, Tracy, are there going to be, like the concession stands available everywhere so that, people want to get, quick bite to eat, something to drink? They're going to be kind of all over the place?
They are. So the main concessions are in the back of our hall. That's where you'll find the hot food. We also have a limited selection of cold products in the lobby right outside our exhibit halls. And then Mandalay Bay does have a little food court that's maybe like a 5-minute walk from the hall. So there's several locations where they can go to get lunch, breakfast, snacks, water, all the good stuff.
So looking at the show floor, you see that there's Connection Center, Relaxation Center, party on the patio area. Can you explain what those are?
Yes, these are some of the new areas that we added to the show floor. And they're areas that attendees can relax and rejuvenate as well as network. So for Connection Corner, this will be a location where attendees can come and take a professional headshot to use for their LinkedIn profile or building their personal brand. And that's sponsored by Pentair. And then they will also have refreshment breaks and some lounge seating in there. The patio, a party on the patio, is a takeoff of a sports bar. So you'll be able to play some games that are provided by Imperial while enjoying a nice cold beer. And then finally is the Relaxation Station. And this is a retreat from the excitement on the show floor. So you'll be able to relax and recharge without even leaving the show floor. There will be a chair massage available, sponsored by CNP, and some healthier refreshments and snacks.
Man, I'm kind of jealous. Is there, you guys have like babysitters for our booth so we can actually, so the exhibitors can go enjoy this stuff?
I wish, kind of like the seat fillers for the Oscars.
Yeah. That's awesome. That all sounds like a really good time. I think everybody's going to really enjoy that because I don't think was any of that at the Orlando show?
Nope, that's all new. Like I said, we really want to provide places for attendees that they can take a break while not leaving the show floor, so we can keep them on that show floor for the exhibitors, but also give them that chance to take a break and relax.
Nice. And I'm sure there's like Wi-Fi and there's going to be tables at those places. I mean, people are still kind of, running their businesses a little bit, even when they're at the show. So it's nice to be connected to the internet and have a nice place to send emails or do whatever they got to do.
Yes, there is free Wi-Fi, and there's power in each of these stations if they need to power their cell phones and such.
Nice.
Awesome. It's if you guys have not been to the international show, it's much bigger than a lot of the other shows, so it'd be nice to be able to take a break and relax in the middle of it.
Yeah, I know my feet get sore walking it.
And what is the product showcase area of the floor?
Sure. The product showcase, which is sponsored by both CMP and Pool Spa News, is where your listeners can browse and compare over 45 either new, green, or innovative products side by side. They can also preview these products prior on our website or downloading the mobile app. So it's a great way to look at everything new that's coming into the industry.
Nice. So it's a lot of new products that are coming out that most people haven't heard of, maybe, or.
Yeah, they're new, and like I said, they're either new, green, or they're just an innovative product. We actually do judging and award each year the winner for a new product, a green and a green product. So it's pretty cool.
Wow, so you guys give out awards for that?
Yes. We have a key panel of judges from the industry as well as from some of the publications, and they're the ones that go through and vote and select the winners.
Wow, that's an exciting way to do that for sure.
Yeah.
So is there anything else that we forgot maybe that you want to share about the show floor this year?
One other thing I wanted to share is our new program called the New Product Introduction Program. So what we've heard from our attendees is one of the key reasons they come to the show is to find the new products and innovations that are happening in the industry. So this program allows listeners to easily identify what those new products are and which companies have them. So they can see on our website or on our mobile app or show program will be a list of all the products with the company name and booth number, as well as a brief description. And then when they're walking the expo floor, they can look, there's a new product icon that the booths that have new products will be displaying in their booth. So it's really easy for them to know the products on the show floor.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, what would you say of the whole entire show? What is your favorite kind of piece of the entire thing? Maybe something new that you guys added on that you're just really excited about?
You know, I got to be honest, it's tied between the education that we provide and this new product program. So we did a meeting this year. It was called the Exhibitor Strategic Dialogue, where we pulled together 15 to 20 of our key exhibitors from all different segments of the industry. And we sat down with them and really tried to plan and help them guide us for the strategy of the show for moving forward. So in 3 to 5 years, what would you like the show to look like? What do you think your customers would need? And what came through was both education and then these new products. So we're happy to be able to provide those this year.
Nice.
Very cool. Yeah, the education is such an important piece. Do you ever find that it's difficult for some people to be, you know, a part of the education as well as, you know, actually getting to, you know, be a part of the show and look at all the different exhibitors are there and different things like that?
We used to when our education fell over our show hours, but since we changed that last year where we have the education in the morning and then the expo floor afterwards, it no longer seems to be a problem. They're enabled to do both of education as well as show floor. And as I said, there's a lot of education on that show floor.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people break it up where they might just do, you know, a couple or a few Genesis classes and maybe at the next show they do something else so it's not too overwhelming to try and, because I think when we first started going to shows a few years ago, we were trying to like do every single thing and it was just so much, you know, to do it, you know, in a matter of 3 days, like take in every single class you possibly could.
Right. We really do recommend people to go onto the app or our website and really plan out their week because there are so many different opportunities available on show site. And then the other thing I wanted to note was our conference education, that changes every year. So we do go out and we solicitate presentations and topics from the industry as well as build a few on our own. So that's another nice thing of the show is you're not seeing the same education every single year.
Right. And one thing I just heard you say that we didn't really talk about was an app. So how can people find the app for the international show?
I was going to mention that at the end, but I'm happy to do it now.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, this is perfect. So your listeners can download our app by searching for PSP Expo in the Apple Store. This is the best way for them, especially on site, to keep up to date with any changes, anything that is new. They can find the conference program, the exhibit hall floor plan. They can maintain their schedule within that, take notes for the conference program. It's a pretty robust app, so I truly suggest them to download it.
I'm downloading it right now.
It will make the show easier.
I think the apps make it so important. I mean, if you're having a show, I feel like it's such a must to have a good app. That really helps kind of just organize everything, you know, the show, the hours, everything.
Absolutely. And it's another way that the exhibitors with their products can get exposure 24/7 because that app's always available. And we keep up the previous year's information till about August, September of the next year. So it really is a great way in reference for the industry if they, you know, I went to a booth and I can't remember what booth it was or what product it was. That's the best way to search for it.
Yeah, I'm checking the app out right now. It looks awesome. Can't wait to dive into that some more and then share that with our listeners and through social media. Maybe show a picture of the application because we think that's really important to download that and create your own schedule and look at the classes and exhibitors. That way you can take note of, you know, who you actually want to visit because, you know, sometimes some people, if they're coming in, you know, only for a day or two, they can only see so much. So you want to make sure that you're seeing what you want to see, especially if you're only there for a limited amount of time.
Right, and like you said earlier, it can be overwhelming because it is such a large event, and this really lets you maximize the time that you have on site.
Yeah, it's really cool. We both just downloaded it, and you got like the dashboard, and now there's like a pop-ups that walk us through how to kind of navigate the app. It's really, really helpful.
Right, and we will do push alerts through the show, and they're highlighting different things that are going on, or things that we want to make sure you don't miss. So, as you said, it's a great tool.
Yeah, so I know we touched on this a little bit, but on the website it says that education is your guys' top priority. Why is that?
So, we know that there are many ways to gain knowledge if you're in the industry, and is a very strong need for professional level education in a classroom environment. So we're able to help provide some of those options where you can do it with your industry peers. And as I mentioned earlier when we had our dialogue, and we do survey our attendees afterwards, education is always one of the top selections they pick for why they want to come to the show. So it's very important to us that we can provide the best education possible.
Yeah, we totally agree. And I think a lot of people rely on the shows to have the best information because, this industry, there's so many opinions and you have the internet and there's so many different ways to learn things that, when you go to a show and you have people, like Genesis, teaching classes, you're relying on them to give, the best education possible, and that should be the most accurate information that there is.
Right, between Genesis, APSP, NSPF, ASA, they're all in one place, which is, I think I've heard of it than in any other event, where all the partners and associations come to one place to help provide education.
Yeah, that's awesome. Point of our podcast as well is to help people start just businesses and learn and get a little bit educated by learning from other people's experiences and things like that. So we really believe in that 100%. So it's really cool that you guys have gathered all the leaders in the industry to kind of help give people opportunity to grow in their business and do.
And I agree. I've run trade shows, but I've also been a participant in trade shows in my industry. And my opinion, this is the best way for someone who is new to the industry or just starting a business to come and really find out best practices, directions to go, and make connections that they'll use throughout their whole business career.
Yeah, it means a lot. You guys are being so progressive with it because our industry really needs a big push into the current times and into the future, just to make everything so much more appealing, because I feel like making things visually appealing, kind of draws you into it. And then you're being, educated in some of the more, modern styles, I guess you'd say, of education. Keep our attention a little bit better.
Absolutely. And it is changing. It's so much different than it was even 10 years ago.
And are the classes located at the hotel or at the show, or where are those at exactly?
They are located at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center, and it's considered the North Convention Center, and they're all in one block. There's going to be some great signage, so it'll be really easy to find. Perfect.
And the classes are offered the whole entire week, correct?
Yes. All 3 days of the show, there is education with the conference program as well as the show floor. But I also want to mention that many of our partners do hold pre-show education from Sunday to Monday.
Okay, yeah, I think I was just going back and forth with one of our favorite builders, Rick Chafee, with Red Rock Contractors, and he said that he was going to be out there from Sunday, I think, through Thursday, but doing some classes as well.
Yeah, it's a full week.
And from our understanding, the pre-classes are more of like CPO trainings and the longer courses, right, where you get certifications and things like that.
Yeah, so our pre-conferences are training and certification classes, and they're being presented by the industry-leading associations. Again, we have many that participate, but just highlighting a few. APSP University is holding several certification classes, including their pool spa construction course and their certified pool spa service technician. And then, as you mentioned, we have Genesis that provide education from their construction and design schools. Some samples are the advanced watershed construction class, as well as elements of design. And you already mentioned the Certified Pool and Spa Operator certification. So I highly encourage your listeners, again, to go on our website, Pool Spa Patio Expo, to see the full list of pre-show education.
I think it's awesome you guys are offering that pre-show too, because I know some of the other shows, they offer it during the same time as other classes, and it's very difficult if you want to get your CPO certification or other certifications. You have to go all day to one of those usually, or 2 days, and kind of you miss out on a lot of the other classes that are being offered because you're trying to do that. So it's, if that's something that's important to you, you can kind of do it pre-show, and then you still get to join in on the other educational classes offered, throughout the Wednesday through Friday.
Absolutely.
And did you want to highlight any of the general classes maybe that are being offered during the show, or we kind of talked about certification already, but some of the general ones from Wednesday to Friday?
Absolutely. As I mentioned earlier, we do have education for all segments of the industry. So this year we have 45 sessions, and we split them into tracks. The tracks are builders, general business, commercial, outdoor living, retail, and service. So if you can't find something within your scope of expertise, then I don't know what we're doing wrong. The one thing I need to point out is for the conference education, you do need to register for either the Super Pass or Day Pass.
Okay. I like that track thing. I never heard that
is
before.
cool.
It's pretty cool. And this year we added levels, so beginner, intermediate, and skilled. The levels came from the actual presenters. They're the ones that said, this is where I think we fall. So it's very easy to either select by track, select by your level. You can dice and slice those 4 to 5 sessions in many different ways.
Yeah, that's been our recommendation for a few years now, that you should break it up into beginner, intermediate, and advanced skills. So I think that's awesome that you guys have kind of listened to the people that attend, and also the people presenting, that they can kind of give more of a strategic type of education.
Yes, that's what we're hearing is people want to be able to personalize their education and personalize their time at the show. So we are going to continue to improve on that. So keep an eye out for it moving forward.
Yeah. So we've been seeing you guys a lot more on social media. Anybody that's going to be at the show, is there a particular hashtag they should use, or should they be tagging anything in particular? Because I know that's what we do, and we think it's really important to kind of bring awareness to the different shows and things like that.
Absolutely. So we are very involved in social media on both Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and our hashtag is #PoolSpaPatio. Again, go online, look for International PSP Expo, and you will find us. And there's always highlights of exhibitors, education, everything you can imagine. We try to cover in that social media.
Perfect. You guys are doing a good job. Keep up all the good work. Your whole team deserves a big pat on the back. How many people are actually involved in the event?
There's 10 individuals that help produce the event. And I have to be honest, all bias aside, I do think I have the best team there is to produce trade shows. They're top notch, and it's really all them. I'm just here sitting in the corner helping if there's a problem. They really do all the heavy lifting and all the hard work to pull this off.
That is so cool. Wow. I thought it was going to be a lot more than that, but 10 people, wow. That's pretty impressive.
Now you see why we need a full year to pull it off.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, you guys let them know that they'll do an amazing job, and we really appreciate all their efforts.
I certainly will. They'll love to hear that.
So thank you so much for all the information, Tracy. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our listeners?
There's one other thing that's new this year that I wanted to point out, and it's called the $1 Million Pool Design Challenge. And this was created by esteemed pool designers Mike Farley and Reed Schindler. So what it is, it's based on a real site and a fictitious client that has a long list of demands. And participants submitted designs for this outdoor oasis within $1 million budget. We had some great responses, and for the inaugural year, we had over 40 designs. After we received the designs, we have a judging panel of 6 that go through and select the top 5 finalists, with one of them being a student that is sponsored by the APSB Wave Network. And then on Wednesday, October 31st, there is a session, and in the session, the 5 finalists presents the renderings, and then Mike and Reed will discuss how top pool designers deal with complex projects, work with their clients, balance function and features. The cool part is at the end of the session, the audience will do live voting to select the winning design, and that winner receives a $5,000 cash prize. So we're really excited about this new program.
Man, we're really excited about it. We're over here like, dude, that is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And again, this is where my husband, frowns because I come home. Did you see this design?
So what do you think about that? Like, oh, man.
Exactly. He says, I guess I have to keep working harder.
So how many pools are we going to have in our backyard?
Yeah. I can do ours, our neighbors.
Right? There you go. There's a lot of pools in Texas.
There is. It's a great place for them.
A lot of good pool builders, too.
Mm-hmm.
But like we said, thank you so much for taking the time. We know this was a little bit or a lot of bit last minute to do this, so we really appreciate it. And I know that anybody that's going to be joining the show is really going to appreciate a little bit more information. It's good for anybody that might want to, check out the show in the future.
Absolutely, and thank you both for giving me the opportunity to talk about the International Pool Spa Patio Expo. We're very excited for this year's event.
You're welcome. Did you want to go ahead and plug the international show? I know we talked about the website a little bit. Anywhere we can find you on the social media platforms and things like that?
For Instagram, it's just Pool Spa Patio Expo, one word.
Okay.
And then for Twitter, it's at Pool Spa Patio, all one word. And then for Facebook and LinkedIn, you would just look up Pool Spa Patio Expo.
Nice. And what's the website again?
It is poolspapatio.com. And I really, again, truly appreciate the time to be able to talk about the show.
You're very welcome. This was very good, very informative, and just thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We truly appreciate you giving us your time and your ear. We know how important and valuable that is. So thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, you can reach us at poolchasers.info@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Our tag is Pool Chasers. If you guys could take a minute and go to Apple Podcasts to rate and review the podcast, we would truly appreciate it.
See you out there, Pool Chasers.